Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off and switch up some of these Hungarian generals first. Let's actually also reorganize these a bit. So let's start with the third, and I just want a third to be up here. So they are overburdened now, but that's okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll have the fourth. Well, let's see. So which one has the armor? You do. So the 8th Hungarian. They. Let's see. I want them to have Veres Laios. This guy, because he has 5 mech. And currently they are overburdened, but what I can do is put you under the 8th. Basically I want only those 4 to be put under the 8th, and then the 7th can take all of these. So 7th, 7th. How does that look now? Because the 7th is now overburdened too. Because they have that. And you should be put under the 4th Hungarian Corps. Let's start with that. I see the problem now. The 8th Hungarian has you. And you should also be put under 4th. There we are. And you should also be put on the 4th. 9, 7, 6, and 8. Perfect. Alright, well, I already switched up this guy with him. Let's see what I can do to the other guys. So you have 3, 5 at least. And you have 3, 4. Let's at least find a guy with 5 and then take a look, because he has 5, 5, 5, so that's pretty good. And then 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5. I guess this guy is in the best I can do here. Then you have 5 already. 5, 4, 5. Only 6 for 5 can improve that. And that changes from 2, 5 to 3, 5. So it is worth it to change him with this Laszlo. Commander of the 2nd Hungarian Army. Interesting that they are actually too far away from the Hungarian, or Hungarian High Command, which cannot be moved. Cost 66. That's a bit too much. I've only 31 now. Let's take a look at some of the Italians, because I might be capable of changing something there too. Like, for example, this Alpini Italian Corps, 55424. I can't. Let's see. Oh, I can't switch these. Second Italian Corps. What do you got? 44424. No, there are only two of their units which have a 5 in infantry, so changing that up is not gonna help me anyway. Let's just leave those 31 for the moment, and we'll see how it goes. At least I got to deal with all the Hungarians this turn in that regard, so that's pretty good. I didn't forget anything, I think. So let's go. Very curious to see what the AI will do here. I mean, I don't remember how many kilometers one hex is, but if you count, like, say that one of these hexes is like 20 kilometers, maybe it is something like that. There's like, or maybe 15. Let's just count as 15. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're already at 150 kilometers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you take that into account, like even from Belgorod, like this here is more than 300 kilometers away. That's a huge distance. I mean, for people in the Netherlands, that that is a huge deal. That's from basically one side of the country to the other side. So that is quite a distance, but I would actually imagine it to be a little bit more even, judging my... I'm gonna take a look. Like, I'm gonna compare it to the Netherlands soon. And then just see how it is, basically. I'm very curious. All losses are from operational, none from flak or anything else. Seems like they are doing some reconnaissance, but not a lot. They still seem to have significant numbers around Chula as well there. Quite big. Alright, here we go. At least up there it's same old. Let's pause real quick. This is south of Volokolamsk. Against 14th Motorized and 218th Infantry Division with significant forces, but they were held back. Pretty big losses on both sides, as it is. This is in Mozhaisk. Okay. They keep having that one point here, which is across that river, that bridgehead. Oh, that's some decent numbers for a change. It's also good for me that they are attacking here, because it means they are, you know, attacking less on that side. Maybe. We'll see. At the very least, for now. Hmm. This one spot here is interesting too, because it must be pretty weak there. It's a tank attack. From there across the river. That in itself is not something that impresses me, but should have checked how many tanks they lost there. Across the river. Usually does not end well. Only. Barely lost. Here too. Holy smokes. Well, that's not working. This is pretty good for me though, because these guys are already encircled. It's funny that 8th Army does not seem to have a loss of anything, but they're wasting their ammunition here, basically, to attack these guys. I also don't quite understand, because the only way for them to break out is towards the north or northeast. But then they are attacking there. Even if they did beat this force, it doesn't give them anything. So that's actually quite bad by the AI. Had they attacked towards that other position, that would have been a lot more fruitful for them in case they succeeded, which they didn't. So it's even worse, but yeah, it's just kind of odd. Yeah, you know, that was bound to happen with these odds here. Not surprised. Okay. It's a weird attack. It's very strange. Like, it was never gonna be in their favor. Oh, it's the first time in a very long time they're attacking Kalinin too. It did not end that well for them. Sometimes I wonder why they attack in certain areas. Like, do they just have excessive numbers that they decide that that's gonna be a great idea? This kind of sucks though. I don't know where those units must have come from, but... It was actually pretty bad for me. I lost a lot of men for no reason in that hex. That's just kind of silly. Here too, is like, I know they lost 26 tanks, but oof, this is harsh though. I gotta move in here and they're gonna give me a pounding. Really? Oh, they gotta be kidding me. What the heck? Don't tell me they're gonna take that too. No, but still. Hold. Come on. Don't give them more leeway. I'm already looking poor enough in these areas. Fuck. Don't fall. Wow, almost same numbers again. That's very harsh. One thing that I find very interesting too is that the Soviets, they lose an excessive amount of tanks like every single turn, and yet their tank numbers don't go down. is pretty crazy at that. Oof. Okay, well, I'm glad that held. They better not be able to get another tank corps in there to attack, because I don't think they're going to hold a second time. This is 2-6. I don't see them attacking again, but... yeah, that's uninteresting. An uninspiring attack up here. With some luck, this is it. If I can grab this, it forces them to get their supplies through there. That would be pretty good. Not that likely to happen though. It's interesting that they have another buildup of forces in here, but again, I'm so far away from Leningrad that there's no worry from that. Let's see if they get another AI turn run. It is unclear to me what makes it so that they get multiple of these. I mean, it doesn't really matter whether they get 2, 3, 5, or 10, because they're just going to make their attacks, but I'm just kind of curious of that. But, wow, they deployed that themselves. I'm just going to cut that off, though. That's super weird. Kind of sucky that they did take that, though. I mean, the goal ultimately is to take that back, like to swing up there and make sure that they cannot take that rail line again. I need to secure that entire area near Kursk. It's just super sucky. I mean, this was very close to the actual front line here already, so it was already going to be super tight. But I will have to retake that there. Of course, now at least I can liquidate this pocket, which then at least gives me some leeway here too, like at least from Kursk to Voronezh there. It seems to be like that. I haven't taken Voronezh itself yet though, so there is that too. Still for 16 points. Which means that I would still be 3 turns early. I'm gonna have to take a look when they historically took it, because it has to be end June somewhere. So in order to get maximum points, I should be taking it either this turn or next turn, very close to that. But it's a little bit unsure yet. Also down in the south, gonna have to take a look. At least my pockets held the first turn immediately. I don't think there are that many units in there, but even if I snag like 100,000 with both of these, that still will help me a little bit at least. Alright. Let's take a look. Okay, so it presents shortage of forces in Finland. Oh, okay. Not meaning the requirements of Finland has costs. I'm working on it. RAF rates. Okay, sure. We already did read that once before. Okay, seems like they got a pretty hefty number of forces in there. Interesting. They might have taken them from this area. It seems like these are also, most of them are relatively weak. At the very least, I should be able to get down there. Like, maybe I can even like swing around and snag all of these. Also, given 14th Panzer might be okay crossing here and then going into Tatsinskaya. If I can make it up there to Tatsinskaya with whatever forces I have there pull down. And snag these. At least this triple stack. as well. That will give me a good ability to then start pushing further up towards Stalingrad that way. And then here, these guys are... Oh yeah, they left that their hex relatively empty. So maybe I have the ability to go and swing in here. The idea is basically that I'm going to move in down there south, cut off as many of these forces as possible, and that in itself should then at least stabilize the front between Kaluga and Orel. That should basically be the nail in the coffin for this Soviet attacking front, because they've been, you know, nagging me and frustrating me since or for quite a while here. Of course, this is equally dangerous here now, as the Soviets again have found a way to get quite frustrating. The goal here is still to push them to the other side. I don't see myself taking Vyshny Volocek yet. Could potentially push them away from this hex. That would also be nice. I need to basically grab this entire river line here. So there's those hexes here that need to be covered. At any rate, what I should do is go to recon. Okay. And I should... No. I want the hex to be here. Area 2 is already fine because the breakthrough that I want to do is here. I could do it slightly lower with these, but then I have to cross 2 rivers too, and ideally I'll just cross 0 rivers. Yeah. Confirm. Then I'll go for you. Yes, delete those other ones, obviously. And I kind of want another recon directive to be set up there by these guys, I suppose. Bam, bam, bam. This is going to be 3. Not on day 1. Confirm. And the last one that I'll have will be in this area. I'm gonna have to take a look because judging by the way it looks, yeah, going up here, these guys are a bit too powerful for my taste. So I'm either just gonna go straight down around this by attacking here and then here. Like, do something like this here. And that would be much smaller, of course, but again, it would snag me, you know, a good 100,000 units, which is ultimately what I'm looking for there. But we'll have to see. I can also potentially snag these. These are closest to my line here. Let's take another one. And I want these to do a 4 area. Let's actually move it up by 2 hexes like this, so I have a pretty clear view. Actually, I want it like this, and then I'll put 6 as a strike number. Let's do it 4 days, because this one is also a little bit bigger. Probably lose quite a few planes, but I guess it'll be worth it. Planes lost. 22. But it'll give me pretty good view on what's going on, I think. Also shows these are likely to just be HQs. Interesting. Alright. Look, the chance that they have those units there is almost infinite, but I kind of want to take a look. As for these, well, let's start with the one up here. So let's do this hex, and this hex, 7, 6, and I have this rail line up here. So what I can then do is now I'm gonna work on the one here. Cannot fix it up now, but next turn I can work on getting that up. These, how are you doing? I don't have this double line yet. Okay. That's those two. I have all the other double lines in that particular area, and I don't really care about any of those other parts, like the smaller pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send these, and I'm gonna have them work on getting some of these rail lines closer. They're near Chula. Sweet, okay. Next up, this one. Yep, let's do this. Now, let's just move you 1 hex up. I'm sure they'll be fine in what they are going to do. Okay, they are working on that area now. I guess this was unnecessary since I don't actually have anything around here that connects further down. So in reality it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but oh well. Well, like I said, I can work on that singular rail line, or I can work on this double rail line up. Currently have nothing here. If I clear this out, I still don't have this double rail. The double rail runs from Milarovo on these two hexes. So that will take a bit of time still. Whereas I can build on that. Let's go. Especially since I'm gonna clear out those units and then they can continue working their way up. Which should be pretty useful then. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Then I could start working on this, but I still don't think they're far enough at the moment. So one other thing that I could technically do is make them work on this tiny bit, but currently they already cannot get too far in. What if I have these? Well, I cannot finish this rail line yet. Alright, let's just get them to Rostov and start working on this rail line for a bit. I think we'll do that. Alright, at the same time, let's see. You can now be sent to Finland. There we go. That's one. Let's take a look at Finland in terms of what they need. They're at 90. So if I'm gonna send another unit, that's not good enough yet, but 106, huh? How much can they miss? Quite a bit. Kind of like 20. Let's transfer the 106th Infantry Division over to Finland. Now we're at 104. Crim Panzer Battalion, eh? I could send the Hermann Göring Brigade, but it won't last that long there. If I send the 416th Static Division, that should do as well, I think, and then they stay at 102, so that should be looking pretty good. Garrison is 101, North Africa is 110, so that's looking fine. Italy is still way too low, but I'm sending units there. And Balkans is 105. They have 5.58 that they can send. Italy, 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 101. Okay, fair enough. It doesn't really matter losing that 1 point. That's not that bad. Okay, here we go. I'm for sure going to attack with most of these. Let's see, this is 21st. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. Let's just take out this part. Okay. The Soviets are kind of weird as they continuously don't put units in either of those two hexes. I'm kind of confused at that. What I could do, maybe... no, I can't. So those individual units cannot move if I split them up. No. Weird. Well, you're moving back in there. I don't like this attack, but hey, I'm gonna try. Okay. Surrender, retreat. There were only 11,000 of them in there. So there's still these. There is a minor river from the west, which is obviously no good, but I cannot attack again. I guess for the moment, what I'll do, none of these can get into this particular hex, which makes it a bit challenging. I'm gonna move the 121st to refit because they're in terrible shape. They have 6,000 men, which is really, really low. So obviously not too interested in that. Attacking with both of these might be a bit risky with level 2 forts. What could you... Oh, they already have stuff assigned. Okay. Well, with additional pioneers, I'm willing to bet on it. Good. Reason, of course, is now I can move them up. And it gets me another 1 hex. I think I can get them in there. So I'm gonna do a deliberate attack, shatter that their division, and move you in there. There we go. This will potentially allow me to do a double attack on Vyshny Volocek on the next turn again to retake the city. But I'm not there yet. So that is not something I can do yet. Okay, these guys are back in full strength. Or at least somewhat of a decent strength there at 7. Indeed. Okay. Okay. Really? What is going on here? 45. This is getting kind of ridiculous if you ask me. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I want to get the depot. Tanks, okay, good. Taking the depots is very important so they cannot recover those, can't get any supplies from those places. I'm just super weirded out by this division. Yeah. At any rate, I'm taking you off of the train. And I'll probably send both of those to 6th Army to deal with that. Right. Well, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do for now, though, is I'm gonna end the video here. You know, contemplate my moves a little bit. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. This does not look like it's that powerful. Interesting too. Like it feels like I can squeeze in there. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.